hope you can see now the difference in lighting. The only thing I've done since I turned off the camera, it was 2 more minutes probably. I think I tried to push this highlight a little bit more. It didn't really take. A little orange. I put a little shot there, a little shot there, and I took that phthalo blue and went over this to try to, it didn't really lighten it, it more made it that color. But as I'm looking in the back of the camera, now you see what I've been seeing. Because the light outside, it's bright. It's lunchtime on Friday. The snow has stopped here, but there's white everywhere outside, and it's very cool. It's not a warm light. The sun's not coming through. It's extremely cool light coming through, but it's bright in here. And I can see in the back of my camera now it looks like what I'm used to seeing in here, where it's been really kind of dark. Look, if you watch the other videos, I'm sure I've already posted them up on the YouTube and watched enough to see it's pretty dark. It shows much darker than it's been. So I haven't lightened any of this stuff. I just went over this. Again, I don't think it's any lighter at all. It may even be darker because this was more like that. But we will keep going. I do have a light that before I came up here, I thought I got to brighten this up. So I got one of those little clamp lights, and you see how bright and warm that would make that. I think even my painting may be brighter than the image on the right. I don't really have to have that at the moment. One thing I want to show the use of technology. I'm not a big fan to do, and I may have mentioned this, to do digital art, unless, again, you've taken a stylus and you start from scratch. But it is something that we have available to us, so why not use it? So what I have done here, I usually do this on my phone. I'll take a picture on my phone and I look at it in a small little thumbnail. But since I got this, I want you to see. To make sure I've got the drawing right, I've taken a picture of this and sized it pretty close, right? And it lets us go back and forth real quick. You can see value, things and edges. And I know I've already known when I put these down, these are too strong, and I'm going to put the water coming over and soften those. And that's tiny stuff. And I'm not worried about the drawing of the waves and things, because those really don't matter. They matter. But as I go back and forth, I'm looking at Matthew and Peyton at little things I can change. So her knee, I've got it coming down too far. No big deal. Take some white. We'll fix that in a second. Matthew, I think I've drawn him. It's pretty close, but I think I've drawn him a little leaned over, just a little. So if you look at the height of his right shoulder and his left shoulder, they're pretty level. But this one, it tucks. He's got the way he's turning, his right shoulder's coming up a little bit more. Left one may even be down a smidge. And I've got, look, and this is being picky. And if this works, if this looks like he's running, reasonably like this, I'm okay, I'll leave it. But it's bothering me a little bit. So we're going to fix his shoulders to turn his upper body a little bit, his chest a little bit more. And I want to bring his torso around. So I have his left calf. Let's look at it. That's another painting, or a part of a painting. Look at his left calf compared to his foot. Little things like that. The left side of his shorts, I'm going to tuck in a little bit. I may even push his right hip. So I'm going to try to work him a little bit more like that. Sounds piddly, but it's things that bother me. Peyton's face, I need to warm that up and bring her face out. Oh, that's another one too I'm going to do. got to work on that hat. And waves and stuff as well too. So let's get to going. Let's get to going. I don't have too much time because I do have a 1 o'clock meeting. So let's straighten this boy out over here. Let's straighten this boy out. Boy, I got that pretty dead burn good right there. All right. We're going to take this in a little. More paint. Take this calf in a little. That's about right. This needs to be a little shorter. This needs to come like that. I'm going to put a little bit more white with that. See if this works. I probably should turn this upside down because I can't really see. And this is just going to be just piddly right here. I'm just going to make sure it's okay. Just that much. Let's see how that works. That already makes me happy. I'm telling you, that's this process. That's why it's, up until this painting, I don't know if any of them I have taped this part of it. It seems like I've, the last, I guess 45 minutes or even longer, I've spared you all this part because it's, it's painful. It just takes a long time to sit here and judge these little things. It's a lot of studying and a little bit of brush work. That actually is outside. I don't know why I don't want to do this, but that makes sense. That right shoulder comes up a little more, doesn't it? That's I like that. That needs to come down. That needs to come down. Tough angle. I'm going to try to study this. It's very subtle, very subtle. Oh my goodness, so subtle. Well, we got that. Let's get some more solid white here. That knee's always bothered me anyway. That knee's always bothered me. So that's definitely better. And hand. That's close. It's close. See how the stuff just takes a little time. He definitely, Matthew looks better, a little wider in the hips. Let's do this the way we should do it. Not pretend that we got it. Let's got it. So I'm looking at, sorry guys, I'm looking at the hip. I'm looking at his hip. Little bitty things. This is the stuff that just takes me a while. And this is close. It really is. But it ain't. Just a little. There's just a little bit of this that goes out. Pretty transparent for some reason. Can't answer why. Maybe I got water in my brush. Maybe I got water in the brush. You know, that's that edge I got there would be okay if that's soft, and you know, that's having soft edges and hard edges is important. Let's see how that looks. Maybe, did I make it too big? Did I make it too big? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. So it looks a little large, doesn't it? Golly. It's tough. It's tough to figure out. I know it's either his leg. No, I don't think that's right. At least not this part. Still. Now that's just a wet brush is all that is. So I basically undid what I did, which is fine. I don't know why that bothered me. I don't know. So we are going to try. The highlights is the real reason people have struggle or don't like acrylics, because you really just got to keep putting them on and putting them on, and it's so hard to get it bright enough. And you really got to lay it on thick. His arm is a little bigger. A little bigger. A little bigger. There's a little, gosh, this brush, you know what I'm going to say. Brush is too big. His neck now is too, since I took that off, and I like that, I'm going to have to do something because it's a little too wide. I think I need to, I don't know. We're going to figure out something. Mumble, fumble. So there's a little light right there that no one will ever see but me. I'll leave that. Even on his ear, which is tough. There's a little bit on that hand. I need a different brush, but I'm not going to do it. See, this is painful to watch. I know it is. And I don't know if you're learning anything, so I don't know why I'm taping. And that's why, again, up till now, I kind of decided this time, like, well, you know, I feel like anybody that's watched this, which is probably just a couple people, any of these, you're probably going on, John's hiding stuff from us. And I'm not. The thing I'm hiding is the pain of sitting here watching this, which is painful. But now it's part of it. And now the problem with that stroke is it's hard edged. So the choice I got is to take my finger and do that, which worked. Took a little bit of that off. Now I've softened that, and then I can put a little harder on the outside of that, and then it's still a little hard. I don't want that, you know, I don't want it to be hard, but I do need that highlight on there. And her shoulder actually comes up just a little bit more, doesn't it? Or did I got it a little too tall, a little too high. Finger. And this does that. That's pretty good. I like that. It's a little hard edge at the bottom. We'll take this color and go up. Yeah. Trying to just soften that edge. Didn't work. I tried. The other arm is just barely got a little tick of it on there. Doesn't even show into that wave. Yeah, we're going to warm up. We're going to warm this up and paint back into that. So that's going to work. Her foot, part of her foot's got this highlight on it. Makes sense. I just saw that's about the right value, so why not? There'd be little places it's maybe hard, but not as hard as I got it in there. back. Step back. I'm going to continue to work this a little bit better. Let's see. I got to get that more purple, don't I? I need some pretty purple. I don't know if I'm going to get pretty purple. The problem is I can mix some, but when you mix it with white, you lose the purple. You kind of lose that purple. Golly. That is not it. I'm going between red and phthalo, thinking the phthalo would hold up, but it's not. I don't think it's as much the phthalo's not holding up, it's the red, which normally overpowers, is getting chewed up, gobbled up alive. Yeah, that doesn't make it, to me, that's not a nice purple. Mix white with it. Right? That's not, that ain't that. All right. Let's see what this does. Let's get, and I don't do this, let's get brilliant purple. I've got the tube. Look, it's not been used. Why would I not? It's not my jam. It's not what I like to do, but holy mackerel. The problem is, and if you go mentally back to the color wheel, remember the color wheel, you've got yellow, you got red, and I'm just a sturdy brush. I'm not really cleaning it out, sorry. And you got blue. If I want, let me do it. This is probably a great way to do this. If I want that color, which is that color, right? That is a vibrant purple that the manufacturer of these have mixed to get this. And remember, on the outside of this color wheel, which is where these paints exist, very saturated, very saturated. If I mix this and this, which let's do that, I'll mix, roughly equal parts of those two, I get that, which is that color toward black, right? So when you mix colors like this one and this one, right? I'm trying to get green, and I'll get a green, but I won't get brilliant green. I'm not going to get that green, okay? So that's really the only time I really struggle with color is when I'm trying, because I've got a limited palette, I'm using these three. That's where you get into trouble. If you need a secondary color, a brilliant secondary color, orange, purple, green, really vibrant, which I don't hardly ever need, it's no big deal, but this is one of those times, when was the last time I really needed brilliant purple? I'd probably never. So I'm picking that purple up right straight up out the tube. There you go. Hopefully it will dry. Because it's right out of the tube, hopefully it will dry close to what we're seeing here. It won't darken, but we'll see. We will see. At the moment, I'm happy with that. I don't like that I had to, I don't know why, that bothers me that I had to get blue paint, because 90% of artists probably do, but it bothers me nonetheless. Now this is the phthalo, which again holds up very well to white relative to most colors. And I'm going to put this on lighter than I see it. Just hoping that it dulls a little. We're going to leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. Okay. And I'm going to try to take that same color, go whiter, lighter, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that green and see if we can get this a little bit closer, a little closer to what's there. It's not perfect. Again, Peyton won't remember what, she won't remember this bathing suit, but we, you know, hey, it's getting close, right? Why would we not try? I need to make the straps. I'm not finished painting the shoulders, so it's dumb to put the straps in, but hey, I'm a dummy. And all it takes is just the tip of that brush. I mean, just the tip of that brush. Now, am I going to have to repaint those? Why, sure. Why, sure. And that actually, I've got this one. Those don't look right. I've got a wet brush. I'm going to, that looks like it's about to fall off her shoulder. This one kind of does, but I need to pull this one over, so we're going to repaint that. So let's do it right now. And that's fun. Are y'all having fun? I'm having fun. Not really. Yeah, take it back. I'm having fun. This is definitely different. I hope y'all appreciate how different this is for me to talk while I'm painting. Very odd. It really is. So if nothing else, even though this is very close to the color I just put up there, that I already had up there, if nothing else, I'm restating her body, which it needs it, right? There's a little, the paint's not on there great right now, and I want to make it opaque. She needs to stand out, at least in areas, and now I want to get the curve of that arm. Probably should flip that around. And forget that this is an arm and try to paint what I see, but I think I'll be aight. Maybe aight. This is going to end up where I'm putting this down. I just want to repaint. See how it's getting a little bolder, which is what I needed. I really only had her painted like one coat or so. Now this is, probably should do this. Let's see here, what are we going to do? What are we doing? So I want to get the shape of her face. That's what I want to do here. So I see a little body right here. That itty bitty body right here. And if I can't get this worked like it makes sense, I will I'll redo the strap. But I think now that I'm looking at it, let's get this a little where I wanted it. That's better. That's better. But what I need, that shoulder comes out further than I got it painted. So this shoulder does more of that, not all that, and this comes out more. See if I can do that and leave that strap. Don't get carried away, but I think it needs a little bit more. Crazy. Now, look at the back of her ear. Will anybody know this? Yes, I will. I will know it. No one else would know. But I'm painting this for me. That's probably the most important thing in art. If I could share anything with you guys. Don't paint for anyone else. Even if it's your profession and you got to sell your stuff, that's where artists get to be, they get carried away with trying to sell. You see that just one little spot there. They know that they've got to sell product, and they start falling into that trap of, let me paint what sells, let me paint what other people want. And I guess some people that works. Now, what I'm wanting to show you is all these little spots are warm. This is cool, right? This is cool. That's warmer. That's warmer. Especially like that hand, his fist. Wrong brush. Wrong brush. Too dark. What was I saying? Paint for you, don't paint for anybody else. If it makes you happy, other people, I promise, will like it. And that's what I do when I paint, is I paint until it doesn't, I say I like it. And there's some, I'm going to be honest, there's some I like that I do. A lot of them, I get to be where I'm satisfied, right? I got to move on. And I made that a little lighter. So what I did is probably still too dark. I think it is. Let's just leave it. Let me not wipe it out again. Right in the middle, it is probably pretty dark, but I don't want it to stand out that much. Wrong size brush. I know. A little warmth. Right? He's a breathing being. That's the biggest issue by far that I see when people, I may have mentioned this. If I have, I'm sorry, I apologize, is people that paint, they want to paint, learn to paint people want to paint people, and their paintings, they put, it's painful how much effort they put in the drawing and the freckles and all that stuff. And you all have seen these, I guarantee you. You've seen someone that's just, it looks like instead of painting something and, what should probably take 15 hours, it's 150 hours or something. It just, looks like they just spent forever on it. They got it way too overworked. And it looks like a mannequin. It looks like it has no life. You've seen them. And we go out there and find some. Not knocking anybody's stuff. That's not what I'm trying to do, because I've been there. My people used to look like mannequins too. Void of life. You don't understand it. You're like, what is going on? I don't understand. You get frustrated. I'm painting this. It looks just like that person or whatever. How come I can't? How come it looks dead, cadaver or something? And the reason is there's no warmth. There's no. People have blood in them, and there's areas that you paint that you've got to get that, and it helps to know them. Left brain, let's call it left brain stuff. It helps to know that the nostrils need warmth, and anywhere, honestly, there's a crease. Anywhere there's a crease, this is warm living tissue. This is warm. In that middle, most people would make it dark, black, something like that. That you need to make that warm. Whether you see it that way or not, that's what adds life to stuff. And for the most part, that's all it takes. You can take someone who painted a really nice, put a lot of effort into a portrait, and all you have to do is pop a little bit of red, maybe just and you don't want to make them look like they're bleeding, but a little light red, pink, in a cheek, in just the corner of an eye, just one little touch. Nostrils, definitely. Most people will put black nostrils because they look and they go, oh, that's a dark shadow, bam, black. That's not it. Let's move away from them for a little bit. I'm much happier with the purple. Let's see how that, let me get this back. What's going on? Come on, come on, come on. What am I doing? Oh, there we go. Let's see. It stayed pretty purple. Pretty purple. It stayed light, vibrant, much better. Gosh, that's so much happier with that. It looks so much better. Need to hit more highlights. Need to put more in the hair. All that stuff. I honestly need to paint a little bit everywhere. Now, I didn't mention. I see it now. Last time I did off camera, I tried to make this lighter, which we're going to do, and it's much more red, which is tough. And we may have to dig out another paint for that. Holy mackerel. This is me taking that phthalo blue and lightening it down to put that shadow in. Because in the shadow, it's actually, to me, I don't mean muddy color, but it's much more gray. I don't know, it didn't have life to it. So I pushed it a little bit, fabricated a smidge. What time are we looking at? Hey, we're okay. We're okay. Let's get crazy. This is probably too. Yeah, I think this is going to be too much. I wanted to push this a little bit. Just a couple places. Leave that. We'll leave that for now. Let me get it up on that shoulder because that would make more sense with it. And again, any of this stuff, I don't like it. I'm paint over it. Right? Not a big deal. Not that big a deal. Right on the booty. Right on the booty. You know, again, this is a beautiful, bright day. Beautiful, bright day. Sun shining down on them. All right. Let's do this. See how this looks. Start it down here. And this is that, I'm going to have to start using some of these other colors, I guess. Oh, it hurts me. The thing I like about sticking with 3 is I don't sit here and wonder over, oh, I've got 3 blues, which of the blues? I just kind of, the color wheel goes through my head and I'll figure it out, right? But as you've seen,